Hey, welcome to the podcast. This is the Process and Lambos podcast. So, no, I believe that the gym is the key to all success. And I'm not really talking about working out. I'm really talking about rhythm or pattern. Um, as human beings, we are the result of our daily rhythmic patterns. Not something that we do here and there or do something a few times, but anything that we do consistently. That's the results of our lives. That's the results of what we're trying to accomplish in our mind has nothing to do with what our actions are most of the time. And so, most people they're like, oh, I'd like to lose weight. No, you don't need really a diet. What you need to do is you need to see the patterns, the rhythm, the habits of somebody who is fit, healthy, in shape, proactive about what they look like and feel like. What are their habits? What are their patterns? And you take on those patterns. It's the same thing with wealth. You don't need to save money. You don't need to make more money. You really need to find the patterns, the habitual truth of wealthy people, and just take on those habits, and in turn, you will become wealthy. Relationships are the same thing. It's not, I need a new girl or I need a new guy or I want to be a better person. It's none of that. It's find the patterns and the habits of a successful relationship, and you're going to be in a successful relationship. It may become obvious that your partner isn't taking on those same habits, and then you might need to take on the habits of a great leader, but it's all the same here and there. It's can you take on the habits of winners? Because if you take on the habits of winners, you're going to become a winner. Maybe not at the same level, maybe not at the same extreme, but you are going to be a winner. And same thing with the purpose of your life. Like most people don't walk in the purpose of their life. They don't have time for it. They never really thought about it. They never really carved it out. There's no real purpose besides waking up and trying to survive this month, make enough money, eat some good food every once in a while, try to be happy, and repeat that until you die. That is the pattern of life for the majority of human beings on this planet. And so when I say that the gym is the key to all success, what I really mean is trying to break your life down and say, what are the patterns and habits that I'm continuing to follow every day that are creating this life that I either love, I tolerate, or I despise. Those are really kind of the categories you're in. I despise my life. I tolerate my life. I'm obsessed and love my life. And if you're not obsessed and love your life, then you don't need a different life. You need to take on new habits. And so my advice to people is create a vision for, I like to break life down into the four categories of health, wealth, love, and purpose. And I create a separate vision for each one of those categories. And then I look at people that have high amounts of success in each one of those categories. And I take on some of those habits and I make them my own. And then once I'm in that pattern and in those habits, it starts producing a different result in life. And it's not really the result that you reach. It's the patterns that you're taking on that create this life that you're living. You are going to reach goals and you're going to reach, you're going to be moving towards that vision. But the truth is once you're in those patterns, life takes on like this different view. Life takes on this play that I have the ability to create any life that I want. I have the ability to literally redesign any life that I want. I have this idea called the life design. And the life design is people should take the time to recognize that the life that they live is most likely the life that they fell into. And because of that, we have to slowly but surely take on new habits to change that life. So when you're sitting back and you have some time to really consider and really think, try not to limit yourself with what you imagine you can do, because people don't really understand their potential or their ability because they've never taken the time to see what the compounding interest of increased pattern every day over a year, over 2 years, over 3 years actually does. You want to see a result that fast, and that result doesn't come in most parts of your life. And that's really why I say that the gym is the key to all success, because in the gym, when you start eating right, you start seeing results. When you start lifting weights and doing cardio, you start seeing results. When you start taking the right supplements, your energy spikes, you start seeing results. Your hair gets better, your skin gets better, the way that you feel, your energy, all of it gets better. And it shows you immediate results. So you changed your pattern and it changed your result. And that builds an internal motivation that allows you to adjust the rest of your life. It shows you that, well, I took a new pattern on in this part of my life and it changed it. I want to try that. And it gave me a little bit of belief that I'm going to try that in another part of life and I'm going to change my life. I'm going to redesign and recreate the life I want to live. I think that's one of the most important things people can recognize in life is you do have the ability to create the life that you want. But what you first have to do is build up an internal motivation that allows you to be able to do that and kind of fall in love with the idea of creating more pattern and more process to say, I want this change in my life. And with the advent of the internet and social media and YouTube and Google, we're all directly connected to literally all the information in the world. So if you have a vision that you have no clue how to get there, I promise you can build yourself a map just off the information on the internet, just off the information on YouTube. There's videos about anything and everything you ever want to do. So my advice to anybody that really wants to create and design a life different than what they're already living is break your life into those categories and create a vision. Write that vision out. You know, I'd like to weigh this much. I'd like to look this way. I'd like to feel this way. You know, health is not just about the physical. It's spiritual. It's mental. Health is all about who you believe you are and those recognizing like those patterns that that person is. Because once you're following those patterns, that's who you are. It doesn't really matter the feelings that we have in our life at first. It matters the actions that we take, and our feelings will start molding to those actions. And so if you have a consistent action in your life, what's going to happen is your feelings are going to start to adapt to where you feel about yourself according to the actions that you're taking. And so what you must do is you must first change your actions and your feelings will catch up. And so I don't want to take any value away from, you know, my feelings do count. Yeah, your feelings do count, but if you let them control your actions, you'll never be in control of your life. But if you control your actions, then you will be in complete control in the results of your life. And that's the only really thing you can ask for. Because once you have that pattern, you can start surrounding yourself with other people that have the desire to create and design their life as well. We get stuck in these places that don't feel the way we want to feel. But if we just stop looking at those feelings for a minute and just say, are my actions taking me here? And if that's the case, then you have the ability to change your actions. So I'm not saying that you can change everything at once. You know, a lot of us have circumstances that force us to live certain pieces of our life. But the things that you can control and you can change, go ahead and take advantage of them right now. Change your actions. Create new patterns. Create a new vision for your life and start walking towards that vision. And again, separate your life. Health, wealth, love, purpose. Create something for health that looks, feels, and seems to be what you want to live. And you may not be able to do it all at once. Take one step at a time. Maybe just start walking. Maybe just start drinking more water. Just little bitty stuff, because once you're taking steps, you can take another step. When it comes to wealth, maybe you only have 25 cents a month to save right now. And I'm serious. For some people, that's all that they could probably come up with is 25 cents a month. But if you create the pattern of saving money, if there's a process that you follow that saves X amount of dollars, when you do have the opportunity to save money and you have more money, guess what you're going to do? You're going to take a percentage of that money and you're going to start saving it. You're going to start investing a percentage of your money. You're going to stop looking at money as this is what I got, so this is how much I can spend, and say this is how much I got, so this is how much I can make off of this money. That's a whole nother process that we can spend more time on, but it's the same pattern. Create new patterns, create a new version of your daily activities, and you're going to create a new result in your life. When we get to talk a little bit more about love and defining relationships in your life and how they can be the greatest distraction or really the greatest passion in your life, you want to choose the greatest passion and make sure you avoid the greatest distractions. And more than anything, the most important thing to me is understanding my purpose. If I can understand my purpose and I can set the patterns of my life according to that purpose, it doesn't matter the goods and bads that come in my life. My purpose is going to be the most important. So the goods and bads, as long as they're leading to the purpose that I'm looking for, I'm happy with my life. So I don't want to pretend like I'm the guru of all things, but when it comes to setting a pattern to create a new result, I've spent my whole life figuring out how to do it. And I will tell you, it comes from this singular idea. And I call it AIM. It's inspiration, education, and motivation. I want you to take these with you today. Inspiration is external. It's something that you see from the outside, and it makes you want to become something on the inside. And inspiration is something that you can go get every day. You can go watch videos, you can read books, you can look at magazines. You want to consistently and daily, sometimes hourly, re-inspire yourself, inspire yourself, inspire yourself to want to be something more than you already are. When you're inspired to be something, you have to educate yourself on how to do it through the internet, through YouTube, through asking questions, through asking people that have that experience. Continuously educate yourself, even if it's only 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day, by the end of the year, you're going to be an expert on that subject, and you're going to be able to create a life around it. And the last one is motivation. Motivation is internal. It comes from within. So we have to build that up. And the way that you build motivation is we set micro goals. So micro goals are tiny little goals that you know you can hit every single day. And once you complete those goals over and over again, it starts to build an internal motivation that will no longer allow you to quit on yourself. You no longer have the ability to start and stop new things. When you want something, you commit to it and you just do it no matter what. So that's my idea of how to really design your life, how to really create a new pattern that creates a new result. And I will tell you that if you go and look at all the searches on the internet, that's what you're going to find. Everybody's trying to find a way to have a better life. So good luck with that.